Finally got it inside. It wasn't necessarily playing with horsepower this time, but kid power, and look what they did. They took the fenders off the car to make it easier for me. Yeah, absolutely love it. But in the process of installing the Tubular A Arm kit for the Mustang II. Now, if you can imagine this, we're actually putting a Mustang II Tubular Arm kit, upper and lower, on a Mustang II, a stock Mustang II. Now, these are the kits that are readily available through Jegs, Amazon, kind of the universal kits. And in doing the mock-up on this left front fender, we've run into some issues. And the issues have to do with the clearance. Now, let's deal with the upper one first, because that's going to be the easiest one to address. As you can see, after everything is removed on the stock spring hat for the Mustang II, we have an issue here with clearance. There's a little bit of interference right there with the side of the control arm at the bushing where it mounts onto the hat. And it's the same on the other side right there. So it's going to require a little bit of massaging of the metal right here in this corner to give us some relief so that this can bolt down properly as it should, and then be able to snug and seat firmly. I don't know if you can see that right there. There we go. See, let me get my pointer. Gee whiz. There we go. Right there at that edge is where it's supposed to. So we're going to have to massage it back to about somewhere like that. So it's going to require the use of a big whapper. Yeah, that's what my son used to call them. So that's what I'm calling them, whappers. So I got a big whapper. And there's the area that's going to have to be massaged in lightly. Now, if you're wondering if it's going to get into contact with the spring perch itself, the upper portion of it, I would say no, because the spring is actually not that large diameter here. You get an idea. And, well, hold on a second. Just where we're using the stock spring, and as you can see, just as a comparison, there's not going to be any interference at all with the spring operation once this is reinstalled and once that has been massaged properly with the whapper. Now, other issue with this particular kit, and this is only relative to using this style of kit with an actual stock Mustang II suspension. I honestly believe that these are actually fabricated for like the Fat Man kits or the other universal replacement kits, because every time you see anything on YouTube with anybody doing a Mustang II front end, it's going on some other type of car, a Hudson, 40-something Chevy, a 30-something Chevy, something like that. I haven't seen anybody actually putting them on a real Mustang II, which is what this is. So go figure. At any rate, where the two pieces were created for the stock Mustang, we have this area between here and here, this lip, that is causing some interference with the control arm. That's going to have to be cut away, both a little bit in front of the ball joint here, not ball joint, the bushing here, all the way to, well, just may as well go ahead and cut off all of this right here. So, of the stock suspension, it appears that there are two pieces of stamped steel that have been welded together with spot welds to give it its strength and rigidity. Big word there, wow. So of course, once this is cut, I'm gonna have to take the welder and just for kicks and giggles and just overall safety, I guess, go ahead and run some beads down there to make sure that that is a strong bond between the outer and the inner stamping that form the cross member. Other issue with this kit, particularly dealing with the stock form, is this bushing right here. This bushing is designed to go between both of the left and right side bushings for the lower control arm. The idea is you're going to drill out one side. Let's see if I can get in there. The idea is to drill out this side. The diameter, I think it's like a 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch diameter hole to accommodate that bushing going from here, the inside of the control arm, to here, and then the forward bushing would be flush with the cross member itself. Then of course a gusset would be welded onto the bushing. Now, stock Mustang II frame with this particular kit eliminates the strut bar that used to be here to the control arm on the stock portion. So that's going to necessitate me cutting away this mount right here with, I don't know if you can see it really well. There we go, that's a little bit better. But cutting away this mount here, the excess metal, so I could at least get back here and do the bolting and the welding necessary once I put the bushing in. Problem is, I don't have an adequate hole saw this size to cut back there, nor do I think I could get the drill back there to actually cut that hole larger. Other kits of the same ilk usually split this bushing into two pieces so that one goes right in here. No, you can't see that. I'm sorry, I just don't have great lighting. And then the other remaining piece, which according to the instruction comes out to 3.5 inches, is welded to the cross member. At that point, you know, this just sucks, okay? The lighting, I'm sorry. But that's welded into the cross member. And then, of course, the gusset is welded in place to provide the extra strength. Other issues in dealing with the stock subframe on the Mustang II is, and the Tubular A Arm kits, is the bolt necessary to secure all of these together is 5/8 inch diameter. The hole is not. And the other thing that I don't have in the shop right now is a 5/8 inch diameter drill bit to drill this puppy out. Two options. Buying a drill bit is absolutely necessary, so I got to spend money there. And this ain't the No Bucks garage for nothing. But the issue with the bushing that goes into the middle of all of this lower control arm action. What to do with that? So two options. I could cut this with my saw. I got a cold cut saw there with carbide tip blade that I absolutely adore. It's a great tool. But I could cut it into two pieces, just drill both the holes to 5/8 without buying the rather expensive hole saw to match that 1 1/4 diameter, and then try to get back here behind the cross member to drill it to this dimension so they can be inserted fully and then welded in both places. So the middle piece then becomes a sandwich piece, and the outside remaining part of it gets welded to the back of the subframe if it were to be cut into two. So there is the dilemma. What to do, what to do. Well, we'll just have to figure that one out. So, but it's inside. Progress is moving. I'm happy to say that. Now, remember last time we did the hard block on there, and it said we have to lose 12 pounds of weight, eliminating the strut rods. I'll show you. Eliminating that strut rod right there, and most of that mount, can't take out all that mount because the front subframe is mounted to that, as well as it goes back to the transmission mount, which is welded to the rear half of this back half car. But getting rid of that will probably get me close to that 12 pounds of weight that I want to take out of the car. The other thing that we're looking at in terms of weight reduction and modification is taking out this support right here to here, and then fabricating a radiator mount system to secure the frame for the radiator to give the front end the stability that it needs. You may think that that's going to weaken the front subframe, removing this structure, since this was stock to the car and integral to the support and structure of the car. But remember, the 8-point cage is going to be turned into a 12-point cage, and the bars are going to be coming out here and attached to the frame rails to give this car strength and rigidity. So these may become absolutely redundant, therefore unnecessary, and therefore an opportunity to lose more weight for the little Mustang. So, as this progresses, I'll bring you more. Stay tuned.